What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different style video. The customer called in. This is a music store here. They said their main showroom floor rooftop, this Lennox here, I think it's about a 10 ton, maybe a 12 and a half, has no cooling, and their thermostat has registered an error. So I'm going to input that clip now, and I'll explain to you after exactly why this video will be a little bit different than the other ones I posted. This is a Honeywell Vision Pro 8000 touchscreen thermostat. We have an active alarm, no power from heat cool system. A little bit more info. Wireless accessory will only work when your thermostat is powered from your heat cool system. Please wait until power resumes. So that's the information it's given us. We're going to check if we're set to cooling, which we are. So there's obviously a demand. This is the acoustic room here. I installed a wireless zone sensor which connects to that thermostat a year ago. This is to balance the temperature between this room and the main showroom floor. All right, this is where our video is going to differ from the other ones we've done. I'm going to make this one consecutive clip. I'm going to tell you everything that's going through my mind when we do this service call. So I'm not going to cut the film at all. Everything's going to stay live the entire time, and I'll try and explain to you exactly my method of figuring out what's wrong here. All right, so first things first, they said we have no power. Let's bring you in a little bit closer here. Beautiful. So we're going to check our inlet power first and foremost. So we're going to track that down. Inlet power is coming in through the top. We'll check our contacts here. So if you can see the meter there, we have 209 from legs 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 208, and 2 to 3, 210. We'll check to ground on each phase. 2 to ground, 3 to ground, 1 to ground. So we have not lost power to our system. That's very obvious. So next, what I would do, and I'll explain to you why, that terminal strip there. This common wire powers our thermostat downstairs. So we're going to go from R, which is our 24 volt hot, and I'm using my copper line as a ground. We have no voltage. Okay, so my next train of thought will come right up here to this 208 to 24 volt transformer. Let's see if I can give you guys a good look at it. It's right there. So first things first, this is our primary side. I can almost guarantee you we have our 208 into it. We can double check though. I'm just going to ever so slightly bend those pins back so I can get my leads on here. 1 and 2, 208. Let's just show you on my meter. So I'm going to put it exactly where I just had the leads across the transformer on the primary. And there's our 208 volts. Next, we're going to check our outlet side, which is here and here. So this transformer always has power to it. This is our primary side, the 208. And on our secondary side, we should have 24 volts. We have nothing. Okay. And here's proof. 0 volts. So here's another thing I've noticed. I'm going to move this away for a sec. We're going to take you guys off the tripod. So my next train of thought here was this transformer here, I just noticed now, is resettable. So that's a resettable fuse. I'm going to go kill the power on our main disconnect. We're gonna reset this fuse. Sometimes when they go bad, when you hit it with your hand, they'll always pop back. But this one here seems okay. So what I'm gonna do next, set you guys back up. I'm gonna leave you here for 1 sec. And we have a call for cooling from our thermostat. Sometimes when you restore power, there'll be a 5-minute delay. But I believe the fan is set to an on position. So you should see this contactor energize when I turn the power on, or this control fuse will trip again because we have a short somewhere. So I'm gonna go turn the power on. And what did I tell you? That fan contactor just energized. Our unit came on. You can hear our fan behind our door. Next, what I would do is I would grab an insulated screwdriver, because I likely suspect this unit here is on a 5-minute delay. So what I'm gonna do, just to test the cooling, is I'm gonna take my insulated screwdriver, I'm gonna bump C1, compressor 1. It came on, I can hear it running. We'll check C2. Compressor 2 just fired up as well. Next, I would verify that my control strip here has a call for AC or not. I suspect it doesn't, because like I said before, when you restore power, usually the newer thermostats will have a built-in 5-minute delay. So can you see our meter? Yes, you can. So we know that our R, copper is a good ground, by the way. I'm using the discharge or the suction line of my compressor. That's better than panel here. But anyways, so our R has 24 volts now. We know our fan does, because they have the fan forced on, which is G. G is fan, R is your 24 volt power. Next, we're gonna check our Y terminal, which is our air conditioning. So we have nothing there. So we have to wait 5 minutes for this unit to fire up. Generally speaking, I'm very impatient and I have severe ADHD. So I don't like waiting 5 minutes. 5 minutes seems like 5 hours to me sometimes. I would do something like this. I would check. Oh, I apologize. That's our economizer door. We're gonna check our filter access door just while we're waiting for our AC to bump on. Okay, let's pop this door off. Somebody broke a screw off in this one. That could have been me, actually. We also have maintenance to do here today, but these here are just media filter. They're not that bad. A little bit of dirt, we'll change those later. Or you know what, we got the unit open right now, so while we're waiting, might as well do it. Filters are still in the vehicle though. We're gonna have to run down and rope those up after. Okay. Filters out. Oh, by the way, a kind of crappy design with this unit too. See our compressor there in our door? You need to take off the filter door to access your suction and your discharge lines on this if you want to get gauge readings. I mean, I wish they could have somehow engineered this so you could keep your return doors shut, because you're going to artificially load your unit with this, I don't know, what is it, 26 degrees Celsius ambient right now, not including humidity. So, I mean, it could impact your low side reading a bit. We still have our 5-minute delay, so while we're doing that and waiting, I'm going to set up my gauges here. Handy dandy gauges. We're going to check our running pressures when this unit does kick on. All right, that's off. It's a good sign. Pressure in the unit. And I'd like to almost see, well, I mean, not that I'd like to see, but if that fuse would trip again during a call for air conditioning. I question if it's through one of the safeties on our air conditioner. So we have a safety here on our discharge line. I believe this rooftop has, I don't know if it has a low pressure switch. I think it has a freeze stat. So that might be one of the next things I'd look for. We'll hang up our gauges somewhere here safe. Get our meter out of the way. We can put them, well, okay, we'll hang them up here. Just for now, until the unit fires up. But now I'm gonna go and look at the schematic for the rooftop while that 5-minute delay's on. And yeah, good luck seeing that. I don't know if this, oh, you know what, hold on. Just some dirt. We might be able to salvage this schematic. All we're looking for is our low side safety. So we're gonna find our thermostat here, which is, geez, this is harder to see than I thought. Hold on, heat, oh, I see something here. Cool, Y1, there we are. Can you guys see that? Cool, Y1. And we're gonna follow these leads through here. So we have an S3 safety, which if you go to your legend, it says here, switch limit low compressor. And we also have in line with that, S84, S11. So S11 switch high temp compressor, sorry. And we have S11 switch low pressure, low ambient kit. S49, what else do we have here? And there's our freeze stat I mentioned to you, right on this circuit here. So S49, S4, S5, S49, switch freeze stat compressor 1. Oh, our cooling just kicked on. Let's just double check S5. High temp compressor 1. Okay, so that's first and second stage cooling there. Okay, our unit just fired up. We're running off 410 refrigerant. Sorry, let me set these gauges a little bit better here for you. So we'd use our pink scale here. We stabilize this. So you remember in all my other videos I talk about degrees Fahrenheit. I will use pressure, but degrees are a better reference, I find. We know our space downstairs was 75 degrees in the thermostat, set for 72. So we have a load downstairs. We're running 38 degree, 40 degree Fahrenheit evaporator. So 115 PSI. Our head pressure, 300 PSI, which is 95 degree Fahrenheit. So these pressures here, they look pretty damn good to me. What I do next is I'd remove these gauges here from this compressor. And remember, take your high side off first. This is while the unit's running, by the way. And then all you're going to do here is, like I said, you open this, watch the charge. That 300, remember, high will always go to low. It's just physics. So you open that and watch. See, they'll both end up being in the exact same spot. So we know our refrigerant has been dumped back into the low side of our system. My next step would be to put this seal back in there. We're going to put our caps back on. Always put your caps back. Oh, we dropped our seal ring here. There we go. Awesome. Now we'll check our second stage compressor. Same setup, guys. Low side. Try and watch your hand on this discharge line. Piping hot. Low side on. And high side goes on. There's that little rubber seal I was telling you guys about not to lose. That goes inside of the plastic caps. Those plastic caps in reality won't do much without that seal. So this will go back on. And here's our second stage. We are loaded up as well. Our pressures are almost identical. Our head pressure is a little bit higher on this circuit. So both circuits are running excellent. You can also check these two without gauges. I mean, some of the old school guys taught me this years ago, but just the cool suction to the touch is a pretty good indicator. And I'll give you a little walkthrough on these compressors. So these tin can scrolls, this cool suction return gas comes in the top and actually in the bottom, sorry, and actually keeps this compressor motor windings cool. So that's how these tin cans actually keep from overheating. Okay, well that's good. We know our pressures aren't bad. We're gonna do the same thing here, high side off. Nice. We're gonna equalize again, high to low. Gauges are at the same pressure, nice. Shut these off, take our suction off. Beautiful. Caps go back in place. One. And I think I've lost the other one. Oh, nope, got sucked into the filter door. Our rubber's back in there. Oh, hold on. It just fell out. It's the second time now. Here we go. This unit's all sealed up. So what I would do now is I would take this filter access door. Actually, we'll leave it for now. We still have to do maintenance on the rooftop. But I'm gonna bring something to your attention that I saw when I was down here. Can you see this discharge line? I'll try and get the sun on it. Can you see how it's shinier in this little U here than it is up top? So my hands are dry. Check this out. You see that? That's oil. So that kind of indicates that our refrigerant system quite possibly could be leaking. We're gonna grab some soap and soap check that just to see what we're dealing with. It could be from one of the Schrader cores. It could be from our high pressure switch here. Generally anything that has like a thread on it will have higher potential to leak. Same with these. But in regards to our fuse popping, we haven't had any issues since we fired it back up. I guess we'll let it run for a little bit and kind of see where it takes us. But the other kind of visual walkthroughs I would do up here is just verify this is pulling heat from inside, which I know it is because of our gauges. But yep, we have heat from inside coming out. We check our condenser, which is micro channel, by the way, guys. So if you're ever going to pressure wash these, look at that sticker. Don't ever forget. This is not a copper aluminum coil. This is an aluminum coil. So you see the depth on these little passes here? Not the ones going this way, the ones going east to west. That carries your refrigerant. Versus a rooftop like this. This one's older, but it's much better built. These have copper aluminum in them. So I'm not sure if you can see in there, but that actually has 3/8 copper tubing running through versus something that's 2 or 3 pieces of paper thick. And yeah, we're gonna let this unit run. We'll do our maintenance, but that was kind of like a POV service call. What went through my mind at every second. Pretty straightforward. I'm gonna probably clip the next few little bits now because I don't want to bring you down to my vehicle with me. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch me climb a ladder to grab soap and a rope and come all the way back up. But I hope this helps you guys. That's the process I use for service. All right, we're back. We have our soap. Let's spray these joints. Find out where that oil is coming from. I wonder if it was coming from behind this cap. Sometimes these cores will leak, but usually the rubber seal inside will stop that. No signs of leaks here. No signs of leaks here. On our safety. Hold on. Is that a bubble from me or is that because of a leak? No. I don't see any leaks. Sometimes on this discharge piping it can leak. Nope. Looks like we're okay. We'll put our cap back. That could have been from gauges going on and off the unit. We seem like we're okay. You see the way that suction line is sweating away? Very cold to the touch. That's exactly what you want to see, guys. Anyone in residential, that piping there will probably have Armaflex or insulation on it. These are not insulated because they're in an enclosure. But yeah, this unit's working really well. It's been about 25 minutes. Our control fuse still is not tripped. I'll input some footage of me checking the belt and putting the filter door back on with the filters replaced. All right, switching our filter media. Sometimes these frames will have these little X's that go in here to hold them in place, but you don't really need them. As long as you put your filters in the correct way, you shouldn't have any issues with filters getting drawn to the coil. All right, I shut the power off to the unit. That's one thing you guys should do if you're doing rooftop work, pretty much any work for that matter. You should really shut the unit off before you go changing filters. That fan is just gonna draw in all kinds of crap from the ambient or any dust or leaves, whatever that's sitting on the roof. But this is the correct way to put one of these filter frames in. You want your solid side, your chicken wire side facing the coil. This is going to be in the stream of airflow. If you had to put it the other way, it's going to get sucked right out onto the face of the evaporator. It's going to cause condensation problems. So that's the right way to put these filters in. So if you guys had a pleated filter or a throwaway filter like you'd have at your house or anywhere else for that matter, that's not a filter frame, the arrow would be facing this way. That's the direction of our airflow. Now to finish off our maintenance on this rooftop, we're going to open up our belt door, take a look at our pulley, take a look at our belt, take a look at our motor. Power's off, checking our belt tension. Seems good. Just give it a couple rotations here and look for any signs of cracking in it. Everything looks okay. And I might as well give you guys a quick tutorial on how to pull off a fan belt if you don't already know. All right, this is the best camera angle I could get having you guys inside the blower housing, but this here's our motor pulley, hence being connected to our motor. This is the easiest way to remove a fan belt. You always take off the big side, which is your blower pulley back here first. So I like to kind of either have my thumb and you would angle this belt out on a 45. You can use your 2 fingers, whatever you do, don't put them under here. I'm going to use my thumb in this case. So I'm going to roll back, reach in, and roll it off of that blower pulley. And it should come off as simple as that. Now to put these back on, you're going to do the same thing. You always go from small to big. So we're on our small pulley here, motor side, loose. You reach around the top, kind of feel for the groove. My finger is clear of it. I hope you can see that. It's always on the top. It's never underneath. Reach in, wrap your fingers around the back of the belt, and sometimes you can grab the little spokes in the pulley and turn it. But keep in mind, every time I did it, my hand was like this. It was never underneath the belt. It was in between the spokes on the wheel. So if it was under, it would look like this. In the spokes is here. That's just to give me some leverage with turning. If I didn't have my phone here, I could use my left hand as well and kind of use extra leverage from this hand and roll it over top. And finally for maintenance, this is on a different rooftop, but I came across this issue when I was checking the belt. Look at the drain pan here for this rooftop. It's full of water. It's spilling into the blower door. So if we leave this long enough, that's going to make its way to the ductwork and into the space. We have minimal flow coming out of our trap. We're going to take this apart now, see if this is plugged up. If not, we're going to have to get some pressure on that side of the pan and clear this runner tube out. Okay, old galvanized fittings here. That's why I prefer plastic usually. And would you look at that? There goes all our pan water. This trap must have been plugged. So let's see if our drain level's dropping. Hard to tell from there, but either way, good practice. We're gonna throw some nitrogen through our pan side, and then we'll wipe our pan out and make sure this drain works properly. So what I'm gonna use is this little contraption here. It's called a gallo gun. It takes these little pressurized cylinders. It almost looks like a CO2 cartridge for a paintball gun, but that's gonna go in here. We're gonna thread this on and we're ready to go. Let's blow this out. Let's set our gun up here. We're gonna jam this little fitting in this end here and we're gonna release it with this trigger. Let's see what that did. There's our flow. See all this shit that came out on the roof? Our pan's starting to empty now. Yeah, we'll check back in on that in 20 seconds or so, and we'll wipe that pan down. All right, we're gonna see what we can scoop out of here with this rag. Most of the water is gone now. You see that sludge? It's not what you want in your pan. Oh, God. Push all our stuff to the front of our pan here. I can just feel it. Look at this. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. All right. All right, let's see if we have anything else. Nope. Okay. All of our crap is out of there now. We're gonna blow this once more through. Here's our final shot. It has this little tapered fitting, so we're gonna give it a shot. Nice. Okay, let's put this back into place. Not too deep of a trap. So guys, keep in mind with your trap, your exit point has to be lower than your entrance point. If this was up here, just think about gravity. Water won't be able to push uphill. So most manufacturers will have a manual that will come with it telling you how far down this exit point has to be from the entrance point. This unit's got to be 40 years old, so it does not. But this looks like a good height there. So what is that? Maybe 2 inches down below the entrance to the exit. Okay, so just came back up to take a look at this unit. Our drain is now working. The unit just reached set point, but we're not backed up inside anymore. And as for our original call, this unit here is also at set point. Our blower fan is running, and that control fuse has not tripped on us once more. So everything's good today. Things work out on a Friday sometimes, you know, guys? So if you guys enjoyed this content, especially the first-person POV uncut service work, please let me know. Until next time, guys, take care.